taken a victory. So, oh, and that's a big problem for somebody leaving the pits there. That's the 324 of Eduardo Cosseteng, doesn't get out of the pits, and I think got driven into there by Umberto Altea as he left the pits. So that could be the first nose cone penalty right there. So that's a big problem. And anyway, Kimber and Brown-Nutley are on the front row. Van Spunteren and Ravenscroft on the second, Hansheim and Steenman on the third, Hijawi and Valtonen, Fritsch and Nitukanto, then it's Morin, Cosseteng, Harainen, Molsdale, Liedmar, Altea, Bundschu, Stahauer, Knudsen and Treves, De Grand, Jaden Jin, then Marceru, Degenbeck, Moya, Kalteren, Satumnu, Rundqvist, Brandin, Tomalin and Goloflatorne. Now I'm just wondering, is that going to cause a bit of a problem for the nose cone fairing of Umberto Altea, because he did strike Cosseteng's car as he made his way out of the pits. Cosseteng had not left his position at that point, and Altea had basically just driven into him. Now, I don't know whether he was looking somewhere else and basically didn't spot that Cosseteng's car was still stationary, or whether he tried to get out of the way and really didn't have any room to go right because there was already a car to his right. But whatever happens, if the nose cone fairing has been moved out of position, then unfortunately that's game over anyway, because, or certainly that's going to cost him 5 seconds. And so you've got to be careful on your way out of the pits, just as you would be on leaving the pits. Now Cosseteng's gone and put himself back into his position, but the 329 of Umberto Altea, the Italian, unfortunately could have already knocked his nose cone fairing out of position there on the way out of the pits. So the Senior X30 race is about to get underway for Kimber, Brown-Nutley, Van Spunteren, Ravenscroft, Hansheim, Steenman, Hijawi, Valtonen, Fritsch and Nitukanto. As the top 10 make their way through, they will form up in the 2 tram lines and they come out of the final hairpin. The drivers now getting themselves into position. Again, a bit of a late formation, but they're okay as they come off the final turn. Martin Bean getting ready to signal them as they get underway. The revs rise, it's a clean start and off we go. Kraken gets away from the right side of the grid as Kimber is going to hold that inside line initially. Jordan Brown-Nutley's going to have a swamp from the inside line. He's going to now cut straight across to try and come through. That was a very aggressive start of the front end. We got a spin at the back of the field. So somebody has gone off the road there, and that looks to me to be, I'll try and double check who it is that's come through at the back of the queue. That's the 264 that spun off there on that first lap. But we've got another cart off in the barriers as well. So the cart that went off is Levi Nitukanto, and I think the other one is Valentino Fritsch. So I think that is the local man, Valentino Fritsch, who's gone off at the first corner. Indeed it is. So Valentino Fritsch is out of the race already, having gone off at turn 1 after a little battle. And there's contact further back as well. Contact on the back straight. 2 of them have come together and overridden each other. And they've ended up locking together as they come through now. That's a strong move up the inside from Jordan Brown-Nutley, trying to resurrect his race a little bit. 3 wide. Jordan Brown-Nutley's going backwards through this field. Absolute disaster for Brown-Nutley. But Kimber is leading from Van Spunteren and Ravenscroft, as Jordan Brown-Nutley finds himself down in about 8th position. A terrible start from his point of view, but it's Fritsch who's out of the race as we expected, and then the 2 drivers who did not come through in the end are Manel Goloflatorne and Patrick Degenbeck. So now they are down at the back of the field making their way through, as Manaf Hijawi is having a good scrap at the moment with Xavier Hansheim. So Hijawi's gone through, but the leading 3 have broken well clear. 4th position now appears to be Dan Steenman. So there is Steenman coming through. Hijawi is 5th, and in 6th position, that is the 330 of Xavier Hansheim. Then it's Morin, Brown-Nutley, Herainen, Valtonen, Cosseteng, Liedmar, Molsdale, Bundschu and Treves. Really exciting start, but the leading 3 have broken well clear of the rest of the field. Kimber, Ravenscroft and Van Spunteren now, so Ravenscroft through in a 2nd position. And there's not a lot that Joey Van Spunteren can do about this at the moment, except just hang it out there and hope that he's got a bit more grip than Ravenscroft over the remainder of this race. So the leading 3 have broken clear. Kimber, Ravenscroft and Van Spunteren. 4th place. 6th position's just been changed. Now that looks to me to be Hans Morin, who's got past Xavier Hansheim, and that has allowed a little bit more breathing space in the middle of that pack. So just outside the top 3, there is a lot of changes. Kimber, Ravenscroft and Van Spunteren. Ravenscroft's going for the lead on Kimber, and he's through into the first corner. Ravenscroft takes the lead. Kimber in 2nd, Van Spunteren in 3rd. Ravenscroft never hangs around, does he? Fourth place is Dan Steenman. Then it is Manafijawi, Hansheim, Brown Nutley, Morin, Harainen, Kosseteng, Liedmar, Morsdale, Valtonen, Bunchu, Moya, Knudsen, Trefs and Umberto Altea from Stehauer and Sebastian de Grand. A really exciting start, but not for Valentino Fritsch, whose race ended on the way to the first corner. So just 30 of the 31 starters remain. But out in front, it is Clayton Ravenscroft who leads from Mark Kimber and Joey van Spunteren. Then in fourth place, there is Dan Steenman being caught by Manafijawi and Xavier Hansheim. With 4 laps done and 8 to go, it is going to be a really tough battle. They will continue to charge their way forward. Up on the far side of the circuit, this is going to be very interesting as now Joey van Spunteren tries to get some ground on Mark Kimber to have an assault for second place. Then Steenman, Hijawi, Hansheim, Brown Nutley, Morin, Harainen and Kosseteng in the top 10. It's still very unclear who's going to get the ultimate speed in this race because Ravenscroft has the track position. Kimber is slotted there in second place. And in third, Joey van Spunteren, the Dutchman. Will they be able to keep this pace up front as Manafijawi goes for goes for fourth position and is now side by side with the man he was battling with, Dan Steenman, and through to fifth comes Xavier Hansheim. So Manafijawi has now come up into fourth position. A great run this from Manafijawi. So the Jordanian has got himself up into P4, but is he going to lose it to Hansheim? Yes, Hansheim's gone past Hijawi. So Manafijawi is in danger of losing fifth position now. Comes off the turn, he's going to get back alongside Xavier Hansheim. Now he's going to tuck in for the inside for the next hairpin. Manafijawi commits to the move, and he's there. Great bit of driving. Now Hans Morin's trying to come through. Oh, it's a little bit of a zip and tuck there, as Hans Morin, I think, has managed to make the best of that and move up into sixth position. I think that's Morin. The 2:19, yes it is. So up into sixth place he has come. And there's still a great jostle for position. It's unchanged at the top 3. But further back, it's all systems go as the 2:15 of Tony Harainen now tries to get in there. That's Angus Morsdale coming up alongside. Morsdale's trying to get in on the inside line of Eduardo Kosseteng. And Morsdale is going to be there as they come along to the line, side by side. The 3:24 of Kosseteng dropping down to 11th on that lap. Sim Liedmar's 12th, and it's Bunchu, Trebs, Moya, Knudsen, Valtonen and Altea. But this is a fantastic lap from Manafijawi, who is again holding on in front of Xavier Hansheim. Sixth place, Hans Morin in front of Jordan Brown Nutley, who's up to 7th place again. So it's worth keeping an eye on these 4. The top 3 are starting to spread out, but this is where the main battle is. Manafijawi in 4th, Hansheim in 5th, Morin in 6th, and 7th place Jordan Brown Nutley. Then it is Dan Steenman in front of Harainen, Morsdale, Kosseteng and Liedmar. And there goes Hans Morin into 5th position. He makes the bid to get past the 3:30 of Xavier Hansheim. So that is Hans Morin through, but Hansheim's going to come back on the exit. Morin is still there, and Jordan Brown Nutley's got a chance to sweep by them both. Morin is given support by his teammate, and they both go through. The Dan Holland Racing drivers up into 5th and 6th. Hans Morin and Jordan Brown Nutley make light work of Xavier Hansheim. And there's a warning flag gone out to the treble 3 of Manel Godofretorne. I didn't see what that incident was, but Godofretorne has clearly fallen foul of the steward somewhere. But all of this jostling for position has given Manafijawi a little bit of a gap for 4th position. So the Birolart Middle East driver has got himself a nice bit of space and is hoping to use it as he continues to step up the attack. But this is spectacular racing as the drivers continue to charge forward. Terrific race action as they come off the far side of the turn and through the hairpin. The leaders are still together. Ravenscroft in the lead, Kimber in 2nd, Van Spunteren in 3rd. And the fastest lap of the race is Clayton Ravenscroft, the race leader. But what a great drive this is from Ravenscroft, having found the first opportunity to get past Kimber and storm through. He has not lost the lead yet. But there is some absolutely cracking racing still to come from these guys. There's a great little jostle up at turn 2 with 6 or 7 drivers battling away as they come up towards 4. 3 or 4 of them in the mix as they run side by side, and it's a nice little tussle. Meanwhile, Manafijawi in 4th position is being caught by Hans Morin, Jordan Brown Nutley, Xavier Hansheim and Dan Steenman. That little quartet of drivers are now working in unison together. That's Joey van Spunteren in 3rd place, dropping back from the leading 2. There's Manafijawi in 4th. But the 2 British drivers are breaking clear, 3 to go, as Mark Kimber closes up on Clayton Ravenscroft. But Ravenscroft is your race leader. Kimber in second place. Then Van Spunteren, Manavijawi, Hans Morin, Xavier Hansheim. Then it's Steenman, Brown Nutley, Harainen, Morsdale, Kosseteng, Liedmar, Bundschu, Moyer and Valtonen. A really exciting start to proceedings now. Manavijawi has just lost fourth place. Hans Morin has got it back from him. So Hans Morin has stormed into fourth position. The Swede is doing a grand job here and has put himself up into P4. Great run this from Hans Morin. He's now got pressure, Manavijawi, from Hans Morin's... no, I thought that was going to be his teammate, but Jordan Brown Nutley's dropped back behind Angus Morsdale. Manavijawi absolutely slingshots up the inside, doesn't get the move. And now Xavier Hansheim is up in a fifth position. He drifts wide, and that gives Hans Morin a clean break for fourth position once more. So Hans Morin looks good there in fourth position to hang on to it for the moment. But with 2 laps to go, Mark Kimber is close to the back of Clayton Ravenscroft. The question is, can he get close enough to go for the overtake? This is going to be a hard question to answer now. He's going to look for his opportunity, but I think it is going to be very tough. Ravenscroft and Kimber through the S's, through the right, through the left, back down the stretch and into the pair of hairpins. The first the left and then the right. A great squabble all the way through this field. But up at the front, it's now or never for Mark Kimber if he wants to beat Clayton Ravenscroft in a straight fight and assert his authority in the fight for the championship battle. But Ravenscroft is looking strong here as he comes out of the final turn, last lap. And so it's now or never for Mark Kimber to get on terms with the 2:59, the KR Sport driver Clayton Ravenscroft. But Mark Kimber is absolutely determined. He wants to get himself back into a race-winning position. And he's close, but not close enough yet. Fourth position is still Hans Morin in front of Xavier Hansheim and Manavijawi. That's the battle in the rest of the top 6. With Joe Van Spunteren in there in third place, a little way back from these two. But I think Ravenscroft has done enough here to get himself into a good bit of breathing space. So out they come, out of the hairpin and on the short run to the right-hander. Clayton Ravenscroft is going to take victory in his second heat of the weekend, and he becomes the first driver to get 2 heat wins from Senior X30. Out of the final turn, powers it down the straight, and Clayton Ravenscroft's done it again. Oh, wonderful drive from Ravenscroft. He's been absolutely brilliant today. Kimber there in second place, third position for Joey Van Spunteren. A feisty fighting drive from Hans Morin, the Swede, in fourth position. He'll be delighted with that, and he's got every reason to be. That was well fought from Morin. Hansheim in fifth position and Manavijawi in sixth place. Great racing for the pair of them as well. But Clayton Ravenscroft becomes the first driver this weekend at Wackersdorf to take 2 Senior X30 heat wins, and that certainly makes him, at the moment, the provisional favourite to go on to win the final tomorrow. Here's the results in full. Ravenscroft from Kimber and Joey Van Spunteren in third. Then it is Hans Morin and Xavier Hansheim from Manavijawi, and Tony Harainen from Jordan Brown Nutley, Angus Morsdale and Don Steenman, with Sim Liedmar and Isaac Valtonen just outside the top 10 from Kosseteng, Moyer and Bundschu. Knudsen fights his way back to 16th from Lucky Treves and Lival Canto, Sebastian Degrand and Umberto Altea, with Vincent Marceau, Henki Kouteren ahead of Gustav Brandin and Kevin Stahauer, with Patrick Degenbeck in front of Jaden Jin, Manel Godofretorne, Patrick Rundqvist, Thanapong Pangsatumnu and Jack Tomelin, with just the one retirement on that first lap, the German Valentino Fritsch. Very exciting racing from the Senior X30s then in the first of their heat groups. But the next group is just around the corner for their third and final race of the day. And it's been very exciting stuff from them. So they're going to have one final hurrah around the circuit after what has proved to be a very exciting battle thus far. There's definitely at least one more to go. So Sean Butcher and Joe Turney now take up their resident positions at the front row of their starting grids, with Sean Butcher